everyone. So this session is about finding events and opportunities that will count towards Extra Edge. We're trying to look at your subject year and also your year to see what's relevant for you. So we'll go to the next slide. Right, so this is the student experience at Edge Hill. So this is a page that you can find yourself and have a look for and see the different opportunities that you can engage with, that you can score points with for Extra Edge. These are the different categories that you could choose. And all we ask you to do is to provide us proof that you've attended the event or that you've participated, and then for you to do a piece of reflection on what you've learned and what you've gained from these activities. So once you've done your reflection, that will score you 10 points towards Extra Edge. And to get to your bronze, silver or gold level, you need to get 100 points. And I know many students have chosen volunteering and part-time jobs, and they count as 40 points. So if you're going down those routes, you just need to do 6 activities. We're going to be using the system called PebblePad to record your activities and also to record your pieces of reflections. And in the coming weeks, we will be sending you out information about PebblePad and helping you train you how to use PebblePad on the system. So if we go on to the Student Opportunities website, next slide, please, Alex. Yes. So if you Google search Student Opportunities at Edge Hill, or you use this link, these are some of the things that you can do to gain skills. It's just a few ideas here. So we've got the Student Opportunities page there, and the Study Abroad opportunity, the sandwich years, learning a language, and doing a placement. So all these do count towards Extra Edge. If you are applying for a sandwich year or a placement, the way you score points for that is by getting help from the careers team and putting in an application. And you can find out about the sandwich years and the placements through attending our big recruitment fair on the 18th of November, and also by looking at the various websites where these are advertised. But the Learn a Language, the Learn a Language section is on the Student Opportunities page for you to have a look at. To say, Amy, we will be sending out the slides. So I know they look a bit small, I don't know why, but we will be sending these out. So I won't spend too long on the actual slides. But if we go to the next one. So this is funding. So if you find your own placement or your own work experience opportunity, if you've got an interview that's maybe down in Manchester or is down in London, and you, are you okay there, Alex?
Sorry, Kath. I'm just going to move it across to the other screen because I realised it's there's probably a reason it's smaller.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
All right, no worries. Yes, so the Student Opportunity Funds can help fund any travel costs or any accommodation costs you have to travel for an interview, or if you have got a short placement, say of a couple of days or a couple of weeks, they can fund that. In actual fact, you've got up to 30 days in which we can fund transport and accommodation. What we'd ask you to do is book an appointment with one of our advisors to talk about the sort of things that you can do that are funded by the Student Opportunity Fund. It's not just travel and accommodation to and from a placement opportunity or to and from a volunteering opportunity. There are other things that you can get Student Opportunity Fund to help support. These are just a few of them. Okay, so next slide. So what we're saying is careers are here to help you. So if you want to discuss with any other member of the team what opportunities there are for you to engage in, first of all, you go to the website, and I don't know how many of you have actually used the careers vacancy portal. It's not just a place where jobs are advertised, it's where our events and webinars and other activities are advertised as well. We do have a video guide on how to get the most out of the careers vacancy portal. So if you want me to send you that, just send us a note in the chat room and we'll sort that out. So the big recruitment fair, as I was talking about earlier, this is our major event. Normally it would be an in-person event, but these events get planned sort of spring, summertime. So we weren't sure what the situation would be, but we're really delighted that we've got so many really good employers who are attending the event. If you look on the right of the screen, you can just see some of the employers that are attending. More and more employers are booking on to the event, and you'll have a great opportunity to speak directly to the employers, watch their videos, and just participate in the many activities that are going to be around that day. So actually at the event, if you want to score points for Extra Edge, what you would do would be tell us which employers you spoke to, tell us about the answers that the employers gave. For example, if you would ask them, can I do a placement with you? What skills and experience are you looking for? And they give you an answer, the employer gives you an answer. When you're doing your points for Extra Edge, you would write that you attended the event, you would write the name of the employer that you spoke with or employers, and then you would write the answers that you gained, that you received, and sort of say what you gained about attending the big recruitment fair. So that would count towards actually attending the fair as a whole, and giving us a whole feedback reflection would count towards Extra Edge. But if you had some really good in-depth conversations with the employers and you really felt that you wanted to do a placement with them, or you wanted to eventually work with them, that would also count as 10 points. So you can book your place on our website, and we look forward to seeing you all at this major event. We really look forward to this event every year. It's a really great opportunity for everyone. If you can't attend the event because you're in lectures, most of the sessions I do believe are going to be recorded, so you will be able to watch them back later. Okay, so the next slide. This is on the Placements, Internships and Insight Days website that we've put together. This is the front page. Just draw your attention to the types of placements. The words placements, internships, work experience, they seem to be all interchangeable, and also with volunteering. So a lot of people are a bit confused about the definitions of what all these things are. So if you click on that first button, types of placements, there's 2 overall guides on the different types of placements, and there's one that we produced and there's one that's a website link, so it'll give you a better idea of what they all are. So what we're looking at today is insight opportunities. That's mostly for first and second years, and then we'll go on to the other types of placements. So we'll look at the next slide on insights. Right, so on that previous page that we looked at, there was a blue button which said Insight Days of Graduate Employers, and that is a link to this Insight Days or weeks. So this is it's a Padlet, so this is updated on a regular basis. So we put on there the opportunities for students to get in the experience with graduate employers. And you can see some of the closing dates, you can see some of the dates when they take place. So there's quite a lot on there. So previous page was the website link, so keep an eye on that. Just draw your attention to the general one, the column there at the bottom, the Work Ready Virtual Experience with Rate My Placement. That's a general one, and it's an overall one in which any student can take part in and should be able to gain some skills and experience from doing that activity. So if you attend an Insight Day or week, or if you apply for an Insight opportunity and get help from careers, that will score points towards Extra Edge. And then if you are successful and you do the activity, afterwards we'll ask you to reflect on what you learned from the Insight Day, and that will score you 10 points as well. So there's absolutely loads of ways in which you can score points, and there's loads of opportunities out there for first years as well as second and third years. So next slide, please. Right, so if you want to find some insight opportunities, these are some of the websites which we use. So there's Rate My Placement, and then you can see there the blue button. That's what you'll see when you go on to that link. The Rate My Placement that's underlined is the actual link to the Rate My Placement website, and you can do your own searches. The same with Target Jobs. Just to explain a little bit about Target Jobs. The Careers Vacancy Portal is run in conjunction with Target Jobs and is called Target Connect, our side of it. But we don't have insight opportunities advertised on the Careers Vacancy Portal. However, Target Jobs do have that section, so you'll be able to look at those on there. And again, if you use the link, you can see the opportunities that are around. So we'll do the next one, please, Alex. So external events and webinars. So this was on the previous but one page. We have the insight opportunities, but we also had this Padlet, which is for external events and webinars. So a lot of the organisations offer webinars and events that are very useful for students to attend. And again, if you were to apply for these, all you need to do for Extra Reg is to prove that you attended, and then afterwards give a reflection using PebblePad on what you gained from attending the experience. Now, Target Jobs have some really good, excellent events on there, and you can see some that's on there now. You can see some of them are a bit out of date, and then some are coming up in the next few days. This website does get updated on a regular basis, but they've had loads of events and webinars in the last few weeks, and I think they're just trying to catch up. Sometimes you'll be able to see previous events, and even if you're watching a video of a webinar, again, you'll be able to score 10 points towards Extra Reg because you're learning from watching that webinar. So as well as the Target Job events, when you look at that link that's underlined, it'll take you to the events, but if you scroll down, you'll see the number of webinars that they have as well. And again, you can see ones that have previously happened, and then you can see ones that are coming up in the future. And I do know there's quite a few coming up that are really interesting and quite varied. So next slide, please, Alex. Right, so this is Bright Network. So Bright Network is another great website for lots of opportunities. And I went on there on Tuesday and I had a look and I thought, wow, these weren't here last week. So you've got the top ones there. They're coming up on Monday if you're interested in law. But also on Tuesday, if you were at all interested in a career in marketing, they've got a session. And then on Wednesday, if you're interested in getting into banking or into finance, there's a session. And the one that I'm really interested in, because that's my background, is how to get into the public sector and charity sector. So that's looking at working for central and local government, and also the volunteering sector, the voluntary sector, which is also sometimes called the third sector. So if you're doing like a social sciences course or psychology or anything that's not like finance, your accounting, your IT, I think that session on the public sector will be real interest to you. It ran last year, a similar session, and I think it was quite well received. So as well as the Bright Network events that they run, there's also some employer-led events there. So you can see that will take you to the link to their event. So looking on there, you can see some of the ones that are being offered in the next few days. They do a variety of sessions on diversity, inclusivity, and sustainability, all sorts of the current issues. Graduate employers really want students to know what they're doing about these issues and how they're addressing them. So it's really useful to attend these sessions and find out what's going on. And as I say, if you attend any of these, all you need to do is to say to us what you attended, where it was, who ran it, and then provide the reflection afterwards on what you gained from attending. So next one, please, Alex. So these are some more websites that offer employer events and webinars. Now, Student Ladder, which you can see underneath, is like there's the different sectors. So it's quite good, Student Ladder, in that it divides up the opportunities for you, and you can click on which sectors you're interested in and seeing what's available. And they give external links to the company websites, so you can find out a little bit more. Now, GradCracker, it's a STEM subject website mostly. However, what they have is lots of employers out there who have, there could be an IT company or a science company or an energy company. But as with every big employer, they will need a human resources sector, they will need a finance, they'll need all sorts of different aspects of running a business will be on that employer will recruit people for. So even if you look on GradCracker, you will be able to see the opportunities that are not just STEM. And the GradCracker has also got a great section on the different sectors. So I was looking at sustainability this week because it's so what we're doing this week and it's so current. And I went and had a look at the energy sector. I went and had a look at BP and Shell. I looked at the logistics sector. I looked at all these to see what I could find about sustainability. And you can do all that from the GradCracker website. So next. So those, sorry, the GradCracker one. Sorry, Alex, if we could go back. So the GradCracker one there, you can see the Insight events and summer placements. So the Insight events are like usually online virtual webinars, and they're again usually aimed at first and second years. The other section we've got on there on STEM summer placements, that could be insight opportunities that are taking place in the summer term, so you can have a look on there as well. Sorry, Alex, next slide. So here's some other websites that you can have a look at. Again, same websites, but having a look at virtual events and different careers with different employers. So you can see that Rate My Placement have got these virtual events. In females in finance, you've got there a digital career with Johnson & Johnson, Deutsche Bank there, and then you've got the GradCracker webinars that are coming up. In the middle table, you can see who they've got coming up in the next few weeks. So these are webinars that you can score points by attending. So definitely have a look at these to see if there's anything of interest. Next page, please. Right, so we're going on to summer internships now. So summer internships are normally between years 2 and 3, and they're usually about 12 weeks. And they can be seen as an alternative to doing an industrial placement or sandwich placement or 12 months placement. Those are all the same thing, basically. So there are pros and advantages of either doing a summer internship or taking a year out to do a placement. So it's worthwhile considering them. So again, if you want to apply for these by getting help from Careers, we will do that for you and do interview practice and check your applications. And by doing that, by asking us for help, you'll get points towards Extra Edge for doing that, for doing the applications. And if you are successful, again, once you've done the placement, you will do the reflection and you will get points towards that. So these are some, the same websites, but this is where you'll find some of the advertised roles for summer internships. So you can see Rate My Placement there. You can see the different types of placements, and I've ticked there 1 to 4 months. And you can see some of the job roles there. Again, that link, the Rate My Placement link, will take you to the web page. Bright Network, you can see down there that they've got how I found the summer internships. I clicked internships, and you've got there the internships and vacations schemes. You can see when you look at the names of these employers, you can see that they're so well known and international companies. And it's just a great opportunity for students to make that connection with an employer that they might want to work with one day. So next slide. And there's some more. That's again, you've got the student ladder one. The student ladder one for summer internships, they've got the different sectors there. So you've got barristers, business and retail, charity, construction. So have a look at those and see what links they are and if you're interested in doing them. And also on GradCracker 2, the STEM subjects there, but they will show other internships other than the STEM related ones. Next slide, please. Looks my voice was going squeaky there. Right, so sandwich years are between your second and your final year. So this is where you take a year out before coming back to Edge Hill to complete your final year. And this is usually structurally part of your degree. It will be recognised on your degree that you've done these. So we're looking at the same website. So you can see with Bright Network, you've got a marketing placement there, and you've got PwC, Goldman Sachs, that one is. And then on Rate My Placement, you can see quite a few for Unilever there. And you can see when you look on Rate My Placement, you see some of the different job roles which you could choose to have a look at. Again, you can look on Student Ladder and GradCracker as well. So the links are on those slides. I won't show you those pages now, but it's the same format as with the summer internships. Okay, next slide. So if you're in your final year, this is the time that you should be applying for graduate schemes. And we'd encourage all students to think big and start applying and see what's out there. We're here to help. You can look on our careers vacancy portal now and see what the vacancies are. So the ones that are being advertised at the moment are graduate schemes, and they are for next year when you graduate. So when you're applying for graduate jobs, they're usually what's live in spring and summer next year. But if you want to get onto a graduate scheme with a graduate employer, most of them closing dates are like before Christmas, and some of them are before the end of November. So we'd really encourage you to have a look and see what's out there. Start applying, get help with your applications, get help with your interview practice, and everything that you do towards your career that helps you get to where you want to be. What you're doing is scoring points towards Extra Edge. And you're showing that you're being proactive, you're showing your initiative, and you are applying for these opportunities. So as with the other ones we looked at, this is a Bright Network one with the graduate schemes, and then you can see the ones on GradCracker. You can see the different sectors down there. And also Student Ladder has a great selection of graduate roles as well. Next slide, please. Oh, that's it. That's it, we've come to an end of the slides. So I've actually done a whistle-stop tour there of all the opportunities that are around there. And the slides do have all the links. So I'll open this up now to any questions. And I was just wondering, Alex, is there anything that you'd like to add?
We did have the question. Emma said can she start now? We've got an application deadline on the 10th. I was saying that, yeah, if you've got anything you're doing currently, I mean, we should be able to give you access imminently, but also just write a bit of reflection on what you're doing, if you're doing anything today or tomorrow, and we'll be able to add that on in hindsight to PebblePad to record it. So just a reflection is there's various, once you're in PebblePad, there's various kind of reflections you can do. So you'd probably choose the kind of reflection that best fit. But yeah, just on how you found the experience. If you did apply for a job, you can say, well, okay, well, I wrote a bit about this and this is how I felt it went, or something along the lines of that. And yeah, we'll be able to get that in to make sure you still get those 10 points.
Yes, definitely. And look around campus as well. The very early slides that we looked at there is about the things that you can do on campus as well. So being a course rep, excellent. Being a part of a society, and if you have any events that you're organising with that society, or you decide to start your own society, that's absolutely fab. If you do uni skills, if you get involved with the campus connectors sessions, anything you do, we all learn. I learn every single day. I won't say how old I am, but I'm still learning, and everything is a process. And what Pebble Pad, the system we're going to use, is going to be your virtual CV. It's going to collate everything you do, so you can refer back when you are applying for graduate roles. Yes, I did this opportunity, and then your reflections will be, what did I learn from that opportunity? What new skills did I learn? Did I decide at the end of that activity that's not actually what I want to do? I've tried it and I realised it's not for me. So you've learned from that, and you've decided then where you can find other opportunities to gain those experiences or maybe change careers.
Yeah, just to add to that, you really can. Anything that enhances your employability is the point of the award. So, as you said, Kathy, if you've got involved in a society, then that's you getting engaged in something and almost building people skills, teamwork skills. If you're getting involved in helping organise or promote the society, then that's engagement with customers, kind of like customer experience. It's all these skills, as much as you maybe realise it at the time or not, it is enhancing your employability. And also being involved in a society gives you something to talk about on your CV as well. Like, if you've got something quirky, you can put on there and start a conversation with an employer. So yeah, have a think about anything you are currently doing, which could maybe very well apply to it. And Demi, you said about stuff for what after you've got accepted for the scheme. When Cass sends you a follow-up email from this workshop, just reply to it, maybe saying a few things that you feel you've done, not backdating too far. Obviously, if it was something you've done a year ago, we might say no. But if it's something you've done this last few weeks or this last month, maybe, then yeah, reply to Kath and just say, I've done this. Do you feel it would fit into the award? I'm doing courses on LinkedIn. Yes, they do count. LinkedIn courses that you get through LinkedIn Learning with your university account, they're perfect. There's some really, really good things on LinkedIn Learning. So if you can write a couple hundred words reflecting on what course you've done on LinkedIn Learning and how what you learned from it, what you felt, why you did it in the first place, if you felt there was a gap in your knowledge, or you were going for a particular opportunity and you wanted to make yourself sound a bit more experienced in that matter, then yeah, that's perfect.
Yes, definitely. And if you want your LinkedIn account or profile check-in for us, we can do that as well. So just send us your profile link and we'll check it for you. So you can do that via the ask a question option on the careers website. Anything to do with Extra Edge, if you use the Extra Edge query question service, I think is that they select that, don't they?
It's is it via ask a question, and then
Yeah.
you just choose what's your topic related, and you put Extra Edge in the type of question.
Yeah. If at all that you want to discuss any opportunities, there's a lot of information that's come out of this session today. Have a think about things, and if you want a discussion with any member of our team, you can book an appointment with us and we can go over your opportunities. If there's something like the LinkedIn Learning that or something that we haven't put down as one of the activities, you could choose part-time jobs or volunteering, and then there were 10 other things, and the last one was 10, which was other. So anything else you do, just ask us or tell us about it, and we'll let you know if it will count. And in most situations it will be a yes, because we learn from so many different things.
Amy's just asked about doing a course on Future Learn. Will this be relevant to the Extra Edge? Do you know what Future Learn is, Kath?
Can you got a bit more information about it, Amy? I have heard of it, but can't think of it too.
Yeah, so if it's like LinkedIn Learning and it's a course and it's something substantial, then yeah, I think so. But sorry, I don't really know what Future Learn is off the name of it.
It's like a platform. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. It's like a platform with loads of courses that kind of help with particular topics. So there's like thousands of courses you can go on to. It's kind of just learning in your spare time. So it's kind of like improving your knowledge of a specific area. So like mine's on psychological first aid, and then there's ones on like medicine and other stuff like that. I don't know whether that's relevant or not.
Anything that will help you in your future career, definitely it will count. So the whole idea of the extra edge is that you're building your knowledge and your skills for what you want to do when you graduate. So just tell us about it, give us a link to the website, and then do your reflection.
Thank you.
And then Emma's asked, would you class profile check for LinkedIn and a CV check as different tasks? So would that be two sets of 10 points, or would it be?
I think it probably would just be, if it was an overall general checking your profile and checking a general CV, I would say it's more or less the same thing. But if you've got a job or a placement that you've got to apply for, and that you've got to tailor your CV specifically for that opportunity, I would say that would be different, and it would be a different 10 points, because you do have to change your CV, tailor your CV to each different opportunity you apply for. So, for example, a CV for a part-time job, say working in Morrison's as a shop assistant, will be very different if you're applying for an IT placement or an internship. You know, the structure of your CV, the information on your CV might be basically the same, but would need to be reordered and then tailored. Oh, is that what it's? All right, Emma, that sounds good. So as well, I just wanted to say that if you're part of Faculty of Arts and Science, that your placement team, I believe, have just produced a booklet of some sourced placements and internships that they've found with local employers. So if you're in the process of applying for any of those, again, you know, we can help with check those before you send them off, and that will count if you do the experience. Is that available, Alex? Do you know on their website, or has it been emailed to everyone?
The experience booklet from their specific department. You'd have to ask that department, to be honest. I don't know that one. Right.
So the placement team in Faculty of Arts and Science, they're called E3I. So if you wanted to Google search their website address, or I can put it in a follow-up email, I'll put you their website address. So as I say, they're actively trying to source opportunities for students, and they have produced a booklet with different opportunities in it. So if you haven't had a chance to have a look at that, we'll tell you where you can find that, or you can ask within your department. Okie dokes, Emma, will do. So as well as the big recruitment fair on the 18th of November, we do have a STEM fair which is taking place on campus. It's a face-to-face event, and our colleague Helen, who's one of the volunteering advisors, and she's been putting that together. So if you are into science, into conservation, and also IT, it's taking place, I think, is it in the Geo building on the Tech Hub, Alex? Have we got the website for that?
Yes, I can share that a second, but yeah, it is. It's in the talks are between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. and then the marketplace is in the Tech Hub, and the geosciences foyer from 12 till 2.
Yeah.
1 second, I'll just share the screen.
So I think it's the 10th, is it?
Yeah, Wednesday the 10th.
Wednesday the 10th.
Yeah, there's the 3 organisations: JBA Consulting, Lancashire Constabulary, and Perfectus Biomed are doing their talks in various places. You have to book on to those specific ones if you wanted to, but otherwise the fairs between Geoscience and Tech Hub.
Yeah, so if you attend the event and you want to give us an overall reflection on the event, that would be 10 points. And then again, if you had we call it a meaningful conversation, where you're asking questions and you're getting answers from the employer or the organisation there, and you feel that you've gained from that, that would be another 10 points. So it's definitely worthwhile attending. And then if you can't attend the event, I think most of the sessions are recorded and should be made available at a later date as well.
Yeah.
I should also mention volunteering is a fantastic way of getting loads of relevant work experience and skills. If you're not already volunteering and you want to consider to do that, on the careers vacancy portal, you can see, if you look under opportunities and volunteering, you'll see the voluntary roles there. And our colleagues, Helen and Lynn, who are on the same team as Alex and I, they look after volunteering. And again, you know, you can find out a bit more about that as well. We can also have a look at your Student Opportunity Fund applications. So again, if you've got some ideas of where you might want to get some work experience and you want to talk them through to see if you think, or we think that they would be funded by the Student Opportunity Fund, definitely contact us and we will have a talk through. If you want to speak with or have an appointment with any member of our team, and it's a big name, we're the Student and Community Engagement team. If you want an appointment with us and it's about Extra Edge, which this all will be, you can look at bespoke appointments for Extra Edge. So when you're looking at the appointment schedule on our website, you'll see that there's an option for Extra Edge. What I would say is we are working on the Pebble Pad and we are working on putting the training sessions together. If you are going to do any activities in the next couple of weeks, if you just record what you've done, who it was with, when it was, and then do your reflection on a Word document, you can submit that or copy and paste it into the Pebble Pad system once it's up and running and we've trained you on how to use the Pebble Pad system. The way Pebble Pad works is you students have control over the Pebble Pad, and you will be able to work out where you're up to with your scores. Once you've done an activity, you've provided the reflection, that scores you 10 points, and the system will calculate where you're up to on those points. If at any point you want any of our team to have a look at one of your reflections, you can share those reflections with us and we will give you some feedback. Or if there's any questions you want us to do, answer, we will be able to do that as well. Once you have got to the 100 points, then one of the team will verify that and you will be awarded whatever level you're on. And if you want to then go on to the next level, you're able to do that. So if you're starting at bronze, throughout your journey here at Edge Hill, it's at your own pace, in your own time. You can do this whenever it fits you and to fit around your academic studies and your work studies. So if you're starting at bronze, you could potentially get as far as platinum. So I know today we've got people on bronze, silver and gold. So if you're on gold, you could potentially do the platinum level as well before you finish. So people, it is aimed to be student led and aimed at what you want to do and what you want to get out of the system. So you do have control of your Pebble Pad. It is with you. You can take it with you when you graduate. You've got all the records of what you've done and the skills that you've gained, and you can then refer to them in your job applications and also any interviews. Is there anything you want to add, Alex?
No, that sounds grand. I'm just looking. Michelle said, obviously it's about secretary after each task, or should I say a weekly reflection activity. So I'd say it would, if you were, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, Kath, but I'd say that kind of role it would be if you did something substantial in the role. So if there was a substantial event that you're in part of an organising, or a substantial kind of recruitment drive or something, or if you were part of like when the Students' Union was doing a big inviting all the leaders of societies to a big discussion about kind of future decisions and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say you get kind of like a weekly thing would be enough. It would just be if there was something substantial worth noting.
Yeah. If you're putting on an event, and you had to do all the organisation around the event, that would definitely count. I don't know if you were looking when you were doing your preferences. We're looking at 3 things. We're looking at decide, plan, and compete.
And then jump in there. It's now discover, compete,
right,
and what's it called? Develop. That's the one.
Could you say that again? Because I interrupted you.
Discover, develop, compete.
Right, that's right. So those are the 3 things that we are hoping students will aim to achieve throughout their journey. And when you're doing the reflections, they kind of come under those 3 tags. So if you are taking part in an activity, that's that first level. If you've maybe organised a one-off event, that would be the middle one. And the compete one would basically, if you started a completely new society and you started something from scratch and you went through at that level, would you say that would be fair to say, Alex?
Yeah.
And also we're looking at when you're applying for things, if you're trying to find out what's out there, if you then have a plan of action of what you want to do and then you start applying for things, that's where the compete bit comes in.
Yep.
Right, so has anybody got any more questions? As I say, we will send the slides out to you for you to have a look at, because I know people are at different levels, people are at different years. Just find out what's there for you. On the slides, anything that was underlined is giving you a direct link. If you can't find anything on the slides that you're interested in, or if you found something yourself, do book an appointment with us or email us in where they ask a question and we'll discuss it with you, because we can't think of everything. There's loads of things out there that people can do. So we want to find out. So that's brilliant. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay. So before we finish, is there anything else anyone would like to add?
If not, just feel free to reply to the email that Kath sent at the end of the session with the slides and things.
Will do. Oh, it's a pleasure. It's great getting to know everyone. We're really excited about Extra Edge, and just let you all know that we are here in the background and we'll support you in anything you decide to do. So best wishes, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thanks so
See
much.
ya.
Bye-bye. Bye.